Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. This is the forecast, the astrology forecast for the month ahead for July 2026, as well as the cards for your sign, and the timestamps will be under this video. But before you do that, definitely listen to the astrology for this month, because there's so much going on this month. And I know that sounds like astrologers say that all the time, but there really is a lot of changes with the astrology. A lot of there's a rare configuration happening between some of the other outer planets, which is extremely rare. We haven't seen for God knows how long, a very, very long time. I can't even find how far back that one is since we've had this. It's extremely rare stuff. And then Jupiter goes into Leo. There's a lot going on. Okay, so if you want to know what the energy is going to be like, listen to the intro, the first part of this reading. If you're on my Patreon, thank you so much for being here. This is an early release video. If you're on my Patreon, you get this early. If you're on YouTube, you'll get this around the end of June or the 1st of July. And like I said, after I talk about the astrology, I'm going to do the cards for your sign. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link is below under this video. I might add another link to my main channel about Jupiter going into Leo, since that happens from the 1st of July. Jupiter moves into Leo, which is, Jupiter changes signs once a year. So this is, we're coming out of Jupiter in Cancer into Jupiter in Leo. Great for the fire signs, and find out for your sign what to expect with that video. That's on my main channel, link below. And if you'd like to join me on Patreon, I do a lot of extra content that doesn't get posted anywhere else. And it's, I do the new moon, the full moons every single month for all signs, as well as general info. I also do extra pick a card readings. I do extra posts, depends, varies on astrology or whatever it is that comes to me. And yeah, it would be great to see you there if you're interested. All right, let's get into this month, guys. So gosh, there's so much going on. I'm going to just go chronologically through the month. So we already start with Chiron in Taurus, which that actually started on the 20th of June. Okay, so I do mention it again because it is extremely important. It doesn't happen very often where Chiron changes signs. So it's going to be 0 degrees of Taurus through from it started June 20th, but it's active this month, obviously, and then goes all the way through to September. So for the early degree fixed signs, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, of course, and Scorpio, even if you've got anything a little bit past 2 or 3 4 degrees, you could still feel this. Even if you've got 7 or 8 degrees, you might still feel this. It's a strong energy of an opportunity for healing through quite painful things coming up, and these could be past life patterns, patterns in your family ancestry, like traumatic patterns, things that need healing, that's in your family line, or things in your own life that you recognize, that you're being triggered in a particular way around a certain issue, about your personal power, or around how you feel wounded around that. Or for in the sign of Taurus, it is about, feeling secure, feeling stable and confident in your physical body, as well as your material physical life, like your home that you live in, your finances, your routine, what makes you feel that you can actually live your life in a in a good manner because of your stability. So these things could be coming up. Also for some people, your personal values and what it is that you do value for yourself, and what's important to you in the most key areas of your life. So if you've got early degree Taurus, you're going to feel this very strongly, especially Sun, Moon, or Rising in particular. Even Venus or Mars, you could feel this very strongly. If it's the other signs, you could still be coming up, as issues. Like I've got 2 degrees of Mars in Leo, so that's a square from Chiron in Taurus for me. So I am feeling that. You'll know if you're feeling Chiron because it's like a very raw kind of feeling. It's like, oh, that's, kind of painful. And it's like, oh, I'm facing this issue again. And it is familiar in some way, but it's also familiar in its painfulness. So, there's stuff to work through with it, and it's in the name of healing, but, it's an ongoing process. So it's not easy. Anyway, move on from that. But that's going to be active till September this year, and then, continues on for quite a number of years. Yeah. From the 1st to the 2nd, sorry, not the 2nd, the 1st to the 24th of July, Mercury will be retrograde. Okay, so another Mercury retrograde that happens several times a year. It's in Cancer, in the sign of Cancer. Now, interestingly, it goes direct on the 24th, like I said, of this month, but it goes direct on 16 degrees of Cancer. So if you've got anything in your chart around 16 degrees of Cancer, that could be a moment of clarity in some way. when Mercury goes direct. So if you know where 16 degrees of Cancer is in your chart, have a look if there's any planets there or anything of importance there, and you'll be able to see, okay, well, it's going to hit something important in your chart. That means it's going to give you information about whatever part of your chart that is, and whatever planet. But either way, with Mercury retrograde, there's always this, with the sign of Cancer, stuff from the past coming up. Okay, so past memories, past nostalgia, dreams about people from the past, reflecting on emotional things to do with family, people closest to you, your personal security as well, home and family stuff. So that's very normal. And even things to do with, like, if you're in that stage of life where you're thinking about having kids or something like that, like, you could be reflecting on this quite deeply. Or you could be reflecting on, you know, when your children were little and they're growing up and you're remembering, like, wow, you know, I remember when they were like 2 or 3 running around and now they're like grown-ups, or things of that nature can really be stirring with Mercury retrograde. Now, for some people, it is obviously, it can be a classic time to hear from exes. We know that with the Mercury retrograde. So people can pop up out of the woodwork that maybe you haven't heard from or in a while. Or you can even bump into people, like you can bump into a family member, say, that you lost touch with. That can happen in the sign of Cancer. Or you can bump into somebody that's like part of your soul tribe. Or, you know, it could be one of those classic things where you dream of someone or you think of someone and then you bump into them, you know, when those synchronicities happen. So like I said, that's active from the 1st to the 24th of the month. If you are traveling, you know, do all the precautions of Mercury retrograde, like make sure you double check things, that you don't leave belongings behind, that you know, have the details correct, things, all those things, you know, Mercury retrograde things. Moving on, so from the 1st, again, so there's a lot happening on the 1st. We have Mars moving into Gemini, and this is the big one, Jupiter moving into Leo. Okay, so if you're a fire sign, this is great for you. If you're a Leo, it's more intense because of other aspects going on. Especially if you're a very early degree Leo, this could feel quite intense this month because there's a couple of configurations going on that are very strong. And if you're early degree Leo up to 5 degrees, Pluto is opposing your sun, moon, or rising, so that's very intense. And Jupiter is going to like enhance the intensity of things, you know, adding that into the mix for Leo. So I would say if you're an Aries and a Sagittarius, this is more harmonious. Obviously, it's a trine aspect, so it's more harmonious for you. It is nice for you as well if you're a Gemini or a Libra. You'll get, you know, good effects from Jupiter in Leo. And also, if you're, I said Aries, I said Sagittarius, benefiting. Square for Taurus and Scorpio, which is not, you know, it's not too bad. It just means you've got a lot going on. You could be quite busy and just there's a lot of things happening at once, but it can also be positive. So yeah, Mars changes signs, goes into Gemini, and makes also a sextile aspect to Jupiter in Leo. So when it first goes in on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, so, you know, it's a new beginning energy because it's a new Jupiter cycle, okay? And wherever you've got Leo in your chart, have a look at your chart and see where you've got Leo and how this Jupiter is going to bring luck and expansion and growth and new opportunities to your life and more creativity as well. So it depends where it is for you in your chart as to the flavor of, you know, what that Jupiter growth is going to be. But I think it's quite exciting overall. So that's one really big thing. Then we've got, this is another big thing, a very rare alignment between Uranus and Mars in Gemini. This is from the 2nd to the 8th of the month of July. Mars and Uranus lining up, that's a really intense energy in Gemini. That's like a lot of information suddenly coming out of the blue, and it could be quite shocking. I'm talking about on the collective global level. Maybe there's some kind of information that comes out or that happens, or there's some kind of sudden effect or sudden shocking event to do with communication grids, electricity grids. You know, it could be in certain areas and not in others. If you're an early degree Gemini, say 1 to 5 degrees of Gemini, this is really intense for you. Like if you've got anything from 0 to 5 degrees of Gemini, be careful when driving with this energy. Not a time to speed or to have your mind on 20 different things, because you need to focus at this time. If you're someone that, you know, does a lot of driving in very congested areas of the city and things like that, or, you know, even in your area, you say you have to drive like a couple of hours to get somewhere on big freeways, it could be a bit dangerous, so watch out for that. It's also can be information that comes to light in your life, or a clarity moment, or a really intense restlessness and a decisiveness that comes over you if you are 0 to 5 degrees of Gemini. It could be a shocking thing that happens in your local area, you know, if you've got those degrees of Gemini. Also affected would not only be Gemini, but early degrees, 0 to 5 degrees of Sagittarius, Pisces and Virgo. Those mutable signs will be affected by that from the 2nd to the 8th again. 2nd to the 8th of the month. So it's not a very long period, but it's a very strong energy. A lot of you know, you may be thinking, you know, obviously it hasn't happened yet. It's from the 2nd to the 8th of July. Like, why is the energy so intense? Why is everyone so, why is there so much sudden disruptive communication? Or, you know, maybe the internet goes down and you're like, can't work for a whole day, and just like, what the heck is going on? That never happens, you know. Or, you know, some unusual communication comes your way, or something very out of the blue. But there's definitely something sudden and shocking with this, and it will be heard about because it's in Gemini. All right, so, you know, if you want to look at your personal chart for that, you need to see if that Mars and Uranus in Gemini from 1 to 5 degrees range affects anything in your personal chart. Then you'll know, okay, that's going to affect you personally. If not, then you don't need to worry too much about it. Then on the 7th, we have Neptune going retrograde from on 4 degrees of Aries. So Neptune goes back that way. So with Neptune going retrograde, it's like sometimes it's this feeling of the inspiration has slowed down, or the, you know, rose-colored glasses fully come off. You know, if there's a situation in your life where it's like cold water kind of pours over you and you're just like, whoa, I was in a fog. Like, I was not seeing that person, that situation, that experience clearly. Now I see it a bit more clearly in the light of day. So when Neptune goes retrograde, it can feel like the rose-colored glasses really do come off something if you're idealizing something, you know. So, and maybe certain habits that are escapists don't have their interest for you anymore. Say if you're doing anything that's like negative escapism, that's not good for your health or for your well-being, you'll be like, that's not hitting the same as it used to, you know, whatever that thing is. So Neptune retrograde can feel like it's the allure has worn off of something that, you know, probably wasn't good for you anyway, realistically, you know, when Neptune goes retrograde. So that's an interesting one. Then we have on the 14th a new moon in Cancer at 21 degrees. I will do a full in-depth video on that on my Patreon if you'd like to come join. Link will be below. And I'll do for all signs, like always, and general info. Then on the, is that the, I think I've written the 10th, but I cannot read my own writing, so I apologize if that's the wrong date now. Unless it's the 19th, but anyway, I don't have my phone to check right now. But anyway, around the 10th, we'll say Venus goes into Virgo, so, and that will be active there until the 7th of August. So Venus in Virgo really makes us much more fastidious about our appearance, our work, getting more into the details, really observing things more closely in relationships, especially when it comes to work, when it comes to anything that we're doing that is to do with something that we're passionate about, or the work that we're doing, and or our finances. So it's paying attention to those things in a bit more detail and scrutinizing things or analyzing things. We're feeling more analytical towards our relationships and more observational, possibly feeling like being of more service to others. That could come into the picture as well. Venus in Virgo gets practical about love and finances. So, and like I said, analytical, looking at things like paperwork, data, you know, taxes, just things of that nature, health as well, health and well-being, diet, how we look after ourselves. All that stuff can be under review in a different way. Then on the 23rd, it's a Leo season. So happy birthday to all the Leo people. Oh, I forgot to mention the other key thing that I mentioned before. All month we have this rare configuration in the sky, and this is like the big thing because it's active the whole month. Okay, it's Pluto trine Uranus. So Pluto in Aquarius trine Uranus in Gemini, so there's a nice trine there. Then Uranus in Gemini sextiles Neptune in Aries, and Pluto also in Aquarius sextiles Neptune in Aries also. So that's around 2 to 5 degrees of those signs, Gemini, Aries, and Aquarius. If you've got anything around 2 to 5 degrees of those signs in your chart, that's going to be quite powerful for you. Now, it is a sextile, which is more on the softer end. It's not a conjunction. It's not like sudden, harsh energy. It's more softer energy, but it's an energy that you yourself have to activate to create or to get the best out of it. So, you have to put some kind of effort towards some kind of action. It could be a small action. It could be just like one thing or two things that you do, that say if there's an opportunity that comes your way, but you have to write an email and apply for it. It's not just going to fall into your lap where they're like, we want you now, let's go start. It's more like, okay, if you're interested in this, send me an email with the details, and then you have to wait for a phone call, and then you have to talk on the phone and put your best foot forward, and then things can manifest that way with the sextile, right? So this is that energy that's in the collective for the whole month of July. So what this means is there's some kind of opportunity for humanity as a whole, but there's also opportunities for those signs in particular, like Gemini, Aries, and Aquarius, and other signs, because obviously this configuration falls in your personal chart in a particular way that can help you in your life in some way. So you'd have to look at all the houses activated with those, with Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune, and how that's affecting you between 2 to 5 degrees. So this is, I think, quite a powerful thing, and it's also active a little bit into next month as well, but it's very tightly aligned this month. And it can be a time of change, significant changes in your life where you're starting something new and you're getting the ball rolling in this new direction. And it does require sort of an element of faith, but also an element of trusting your own intuition, your own guidance, and the inspiration that's coming to you to go forward. It's about growth, it's about evolution. And for humanity, I think it's symbolic of the next phase of humanity's awakening, and I think it's a very positive thing. So there's that. So that's a big thing all month. There's a few more things that I'm going to get to the cards for you guys. So the 26th to the 31st of the month, Jupiter goes into Leo. Sorry, no, Jupiter's already in Leo. What am I saying from the 1st? But Jupiter conjuncts the Sun in Leo. That's what I meant to say. So 26th to the 31st, Jupiter conjuncts Sun in the sky in Leo. Big energy, big drama. People that are in the public eye, like that have strong Leo placements, could be there could be some drama around. It's not everybody that has Leo placements in the public eye, but some people that have that are in the public eye, that there's already some energy around those people. There could be some drama around them that is projected forward for all to see. It definitely shines a light on the energy of creativity and passion and romance, and yeah, it's the energy of like the brightest light shining with Jupiter in Leo conjunct the Sun in Leo. So that can, with that type of illumination, it can go one of two ways. On the lower frequency of that energy, it's definitely drama and the egotistical things and egotistical people or egotistical energy, like over the top reactions, over the top dominance type energy. On the positive, it's illumination of the truth. It's people speaking really powerfully from their heart, from their personal truth. People expressing something very powerful creatively. It's also can be a fun energy as well. It can be like an exuberant, generous energy as well. So that can play out in multiple ways. And from the 27th July, Saturn goes retrograde. That will be active till December. So from the 27th of July through to December, with Saturn retrograde, that can show us in review or going over things of importance in our lives, things that have importance around things like the structure of our lives, our work, our big commitments, our career, home stuff, parental things, or dealing with authority figures, or just reviewing how we run our lives in some aspects. So it could be a time of going within rather than external pushing. So if there's anything big that you want to do, it's better to get it done before the 27th of July if you can. When I say big, I mean, big decisions like selling a home, putting a property up for listing, selling a car. You want to try and get it done or changing careers or moving before the 27th of July. Otherwise, you'll be waiting to probably January next year. Not everybody, but like if you've got Saturn retrograde in your natal chart, then not so much. But if you don't, then yeah, that's what I said stands. So there you go. And that's pretty much it. Oh, there's a couple more things. 28th of the month, the North Node enters Aquarius. This is a big change. The North Node and the South Node shift signs every 18 months. So we're going to have 18 months of strong energy pushing towards the Aquarius energy, of forward movement through Aquarian themes like collective consciousness, grassroots movements in society, you know, changes in society to do with technology and all the things related to Aquarius, changes in humanity, in humanity's consciousness. I think I said that. And then the South Node in Leo is letting go of, kind of in the collective sense, people that have overinflated egos being in the spotlight. It is really going to be a big shift around sort of celebrity culture, worship of those things, and more towards interest in bigger picture themes of individual creativity, and also humanity and humanitarian, the idea of freedom, you know, because Aquarius is all about, it's the rebel energy. It's about, I want freedom, you know, I want to be able to live my life how I deem so for myself. And it's about humanity collectively tapping into that more. And with the South Node in Leo, it's South Node drains the energy out of things, so the Leo can represent those authority figures that are in the spotlight, whether they're celebrities or other people that have power. That doesn't mean that everybody in power is going to be losing energy, but it can mean that certain figures that are not coming from the heart, are coming from a false ego, will be, their energy will be, you know, probably drained in some way, or their energy will be not on them in some way, not fueling them as much. So that's very interesting. That's going to be for 18 months though, starting from the 28th. So it's a lot, it's, you know, that's a fair chunk of time there, the next 18 months, to see what happens with that nodal shift. If you're an Aquarius, this is a big destiny time for you, Sun, Moon or Rising, for the next 18 months. If you've got strong Leo in your chart, wherever you have that, you might find that the energy is shifting, or you're not putting as much energy into the Leo side of your life with that shift for some reason. Or there's like endings and new beginnings and things like that. Then lastly, there's a full moon on the 29th. This was a really long one. Oh my gosh. 22 minutes in. 29th of July, full moon in Aquarius, which conjuncts Pluto. Wow, that's going to be a big full moon. Very intense full moon. Lots of unexpected energies coming up, and I will do a full video on that on my Patreon. Come and join me, check it out, and you can find out every month what's going on with the full moon and how it affects, on the new moon, and how it affects you, and also for the eclipses coming up in August. All right guys, let's do the cards. I'm going to start with fire signs because it's Leo season coming up, and because Jupiter is going into Leo. Wow, this is huge. I'm excited for Jupiter and Leo. I always do like it. It can be where you have a bit more fun, you know, and obviously it depends where you have Leo in your chart. For me, it's my career area, so I tend to get very busy and have new stuff happening in my career zone. But let's see what the energy is for the fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries and Leo, for the month of July. Oh, something's flipped over. Do we have the moon? Wow, okay. That's unexpected. You got stuff coming up from your subconscious mind at the moment, fire signs. Could be some influence of a feminine energy in your life. Wow, temperance. Oh, that's a Sagittarius card. How funny. So it's asking you to temper your emotions this month. That makes a lot of sense for the fire signs, especially Leo or people with strong Leo energy. Could be even Sagittarius is mentioned here. Aries is missing, but doesn't mean it's, you know, not acknowledging the Aries people. But this is talking about your emotions are heightened this month, fire signs. So you need to have balance. Really, what I'm really getting that very strongly. Some fire signs might be thinking of getting away, because I feel like with the moon, there's sort of musing of dreaming of like, oh, I just want to fulfill this kind of longing that I have for A, B or C. And the temperance is saying, yes, you will, but in time. That's not something to rush right now. All right, let's have a look at some other messages for you. Actually, I'm going to get one more tarot card. Let's see. Oh, fire signs. Okay. No, there was 2 cards there, and I was like, I wasn't quite feeling it. Let's see if anything jumps out. One more card for the fire signs. Wow, what's this? This is the Judgment card. Yeah, it is. That's powerful. Okay, fire signs. Well, you're going through an awakening, that's for sure, with the Judgment card. Something is awakening in you here. Very powerful. I love these cards. This is the Victorian, what's it called? Romantic, no, Victorian Tarot, I think. It's this one. Pink Victorian Tarot. There you go. It's a gorgeous deck. It's got the most beautiful images. I love it. So the Judgment card. So that's Pluto energy. Interesting. So you feel like you're going through a big transformational change. You're awakening something within yourself. You know, I do get this is about healing because of the Temperance card here. There's powerful energies around you, fire signs. Let's have a look at your goddess message for fire signs for July. Knowledge. You are learning as you go along, so stay open. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You are learning as you go along, fire signs, so stay open-minded. This might be something that feels a little bit painful, I'm getting. Okay, so you need to be patient. Fire signs, patience isn't, you know, one of your easiest virtues for you, so you may be learning that a bit of a hard way at the moment, but it will be worthwhile, is what I'm getting. All right, what have we got here? Something's flipped over. Freedom. If you're a Sagittarius, you love that word. Or if you're a Sagittarius with an Aquarius signature, you love it even more. I'm an Aquarius moon, so I love the word freedom. I think it's obviously very important. Personal freedom. You want freedom from something, fire signs, and you are... Sorry, I just fixed my camera. You are longing for this freedom, and it is coming to you, but you have to overcome this test first. And you're being tested in July in some way, but your advice here is be patient. You will get to this, whether this is like for some of you, maybe it's a trip that you booked overseas, maybe it's a phase of life that you want to get into that you're not in yet. Maybe you want to quit a job and get, have more freedom in your life, do something completely different. This time is going to be coming, but it's just not here just yet. This is a little sort of, I don't want to say teaser card, it's not like that. It's like the spirit guides are saying it's there for you, but you have to be patient while you get through this phase. All right, before I finish, I do want to get you a crystal message for the fire signs. What's a crystal message for the fire signs with any extra advice? You have dioptase, direction, heart chakra 15. All right, so your heart's wisdom is guiding you at this time, okay? And I'm getting, look at that green energy. It's like so soothing. Dioptase is such a beautiful crystal. It's actually one of my favorite gemstones. It's a rare one. I mean, it's not super rare, but you don't see it sold with crystals regularly. I saw it once in a museum and I was just absolutely in love with it. Heart chakra, so number 5 and 1 is 6. So I'm getting this energy of patience coming, because the heart is patient. It's the mind that can be unruly, and the mind that can really be impatient, irritable, all those, negative sort of emotions. But it's saying if you come back to your heart's truth, you will find that you're constantly being guided. Your spirit guides have not abandoned you. They are with you. Your guardian angels are with you. They're helping you. Ask for their assistance at this time if you're going through a bit of a stuck time or a heavy time in some way. But I feel like the energy is shifting, especially with Jupiter in a fire sign. It's bringing growth to you. All of the fire signs are going to benefit from that over the course of the next 12 months. All right, let's look at the water signs. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have jumping cards already. We have the High Priestess. Wow. So for water signs straight away, Spirit's saying your intuition is very strong this month. Trust it. We have the Knight of Cups. That will be a romantic connection possibly, or someone in your life that you're thinking of, either you're in a relationship with or someone that you can't help but feel like this person crosses your mind. 8 of Pentacles, we have work here and working on something. So some of you are working on something to do with love here, okay, with the High Priestess and the Knight of Cups. Some of you are working on trusting your intuition in an incremental way going forward. That's what I'm getting. It could be related to anything. Also, for some of you, you may be wanting to change jobs, but Spirit's saying it's not quite the right moment just yet. Keep listening to your intuition and feeling the way forward feeling the way forward gradually is what I'm getting. You may be very busy with work as well, or creating something this month. Water signs. Let's see. You could be saving money as well for something for the future for yourself. You have true love. Put your whole heart into what you desire. Oh, that's a beautiful message. I'm getting, if there's something that you really want, water signs, your intuition's already onto it, and it's saying yes. If you have a true calling about something, it could be anything, not just career, but it could be getting a pet, being a parent, having kids, traveling to a particular country that you've never been to that you want to go to, buying a home, whatever it is. This is saying your true love in your heart, whatever that is, you can trust that guidance, okay? So you'll know for yourself what that means and what that's about for you personally. And this is coming up this month for some reason. Okay, water signs, let's look at your other message from the Destiny, Sacred Destiny Oracle. Water signs for July, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This one. Release. Okay, because I was just saying trust what's in your heart, but also release it. That's the hardest thing to do. It's when you have something in your heart that you know is for you in this lifetime. Like, it could be anything, but it's something that you really hold dear and it's really special to you. It's saying trust that it will come about, to take the efforts or take some action towards it, but don't force anything. Do what you can do, but then release it, or put it out to the universe if you're not ready to be able to take action just now, and then release it and trust in that process. That's the advice for you this month. Let's see, because some things may not be ready to manifest just yet. See what the gemstone message is. You have home, root chakra, root-related quartz, number 36. So for some of you, there's something about your home life, wanting change in your home life, and maybe wanting to buy a home or move or expand your family or make some other kind of changes in your life. And this is saying that, you know, there is something there to do with that, but it's also a time for you to stay grounded at this month. It's not a time to overtax your energy, overforce things. It's a time to trust that it will come into being at the right time, but also release. It's like when you manifest something and you put something out to the universe, you put it out there, but then you let it go. You don't sort of keep harping on it, you know, every day, because it's about trusting that it's going to manifest when the time is right. All right, let's look at the earth signs. Okay, so Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo for July. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo for July. What's the energy for the earth signs? We have King of Wands, which is a fire sign male, or a male energy that's dominant in your life. Could also be you if you're a male. You also have Sagittarius with Temperance. So this is saying have balance towards a particular person in your life. This could be a boss, a partner, someone that you live with, someone that you work with, someone where the energy feels bit too fiery. If you're dealing with a fire sign in your life, you might feel like their energy is very fiery, or you may be dealing with someone who's getting you reactive. Well, you have celebrate, savor your success and treat yourself to luxury. That's a nice one for the earth signs. All right, so earth signs this month, enjoy yourself a little bit. Don't be all work, work, work and no play, because that will be very boring for you. Let yourself have a little treat now and then. Do something nice for yourself. Go get a massage, a facial, you know, go meet a friend for lunch, go for a nice nature walk. Just do something different, you know, with the idea in mind of enjoying. And that's Jupiter and Leo is bringing that in to help you enjoy your life more. Have patience too. Earth signs are notoriously known for being patient, but even earth signs can have enough sometimes and hit that wall. I was talking to a friend the other day, you know, I'm a Taurus, and I was saying Taurus is so patient, it's ridiculous, but when they get to the point of no return, it's like, look out. You know, when that bull gets angry, it's like, it can feel very extreme. It can be extreme, but earth signs have a lot of self-control. But this is saying be patient with yourself is what I'm getting, like with your life path. Like, don't feel like because you haven't achieved something this month, or you haven't achieved something compared to someone else, that, you know, you should feel bad about it. It's like everyone's life path is on its own trajectory. It's not about comparing yourself to your neighbor or keeping up with the Joneses. You know, that type of attitude is very lower ego energy, and it's very much in limited thinking. The higher self knows what it's doing on this earth. You know, we all have our journey, and it's just reminding you have your own special journey. Like, just have patience with it. Don't fret over things that you know feel like are out of your control. Your crystal is bloodstone. It says root, heart and sacral chakra, detoxifying, number 7. Wow. So I feel this is about detoxifying negative people out of your life, or detoxifying from negative energies around you. If you are living with someone that's driving you crazy, if you're living with someone that's stressing you out, or they're projecting their stress onto you and you're trying to manage that, this is saying do things to detox yourself. Go for a walk in nature, get away from the energy where you can, meditate, pray, sea salt baths, get out into nature, get by the water. That's very cleansing. Go for a nature walk. You know, being around trees and grass You know, it's such a basic thing, but we're so separated from nature these days that, you know, people have to be told, go for a walk, because you're just inside on a computer all day, or you're inside on the phone all day, whatever it is, right? Or, you know, just working too much. And we need to connect with that green. The smells of nature are just so healing. Like, I was walking through a park the other day with a friend, and we can smell the rosemary there was all these rosemary bushes, and it was like so divine just smelling that. And, you know, just even smelling eucalyptus trees. I mean, I'm in Australia, so that's what we have, a lot of eucalyptus trees, and you can smell them when you go out for a walk, and it's just healing for the body and for the lungs, and for a sense of well-being as well. So look after yourself, have patience, but also celebrate yourself and do things for you. Like, you know, earth signs tend to do a lot for other people. Do things for yourself as well to enjoy your life, not always just focused on work and achievement. All right, and then lastly, we're looking at the air signs. All right, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's see for the air signs what's coming in for July. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I think Geminis are going to have a very intense month with the Mars Uranus conjunction in your sign, especially if you're early Gemini. And just Mars being in Gemini all month is very active. It can bring up some intense reactivity, being a bit too fast-paced perhaps with Mars in your sign. You have the Lovers. Oh my god, that's the Gemini card. That's crazy. So the Geminis have a special message here with the Lovers card. This talks about soul connections. Look, it doesn't necessarily mean just love. It can be like a soulmate, someone that's like a good friend, that's part of your soul tribe. Their energy is coming up. You also have the Eight of Pentacles. This can refer to working on friendships or developing friendships this month, developing new connections. With the Eight of Pentacles, also could be focused on work. You could be focused on your routine or working on a particular project, air signs. So maybe you're working on something creative. It says strength. The power of your bond holds you together. This is about a bond that you have with someone. The Bear energy is something that's very solid regardless of separation, distance, difficulty. You have a very powerful bond. This is someone that, you know, you have a real affection for, and someone that you've known for a very long time with the Eight of Pentacles. So it's a reminder that if there's someone that you care about a lot, or maybe there's difficulties or separation, that connection is still strong in some way. Enlightenment. Wow. So this is a month for a lot of realizations for the air signs. This is the, what's it called? The Milky Way here, and this boat, it looks like there's some intense energies going on, but you may be dealing with a lot this month, but you are learning so much, air signs. That's what I'm getting. And don't forget to stay. Okay, so I was just saying, sorry, it got cut off, that for the air signs, this is about grounding yourself. And it says heart and sacral chakra, commitment 18, which is 8 and 1 is 9. So this could be a couple of messages here. It's the commitment energy feels like it's about your commitment to your security and stability in your life. So to find that security from within yourself, and not that there's, you know, anything wrong with, obviously, if you've got people in your life that help you feel supported and things like that, that's important too. But this is saying you are working on at this time, feeling some kind of new level of security from within you, your independence, your individual self, your journey. And for air signs, especially if you've got Aquarius or Gemini, because Uranus is in Gemini and Pluto is in Aquarius, those outer planets in those two air signs in particular are really pushing you to have transformation, have change at this time. And this change that you're going through, it's meant to be happening. It's part of your journey. It could feel unsettling. It could feel jarring. It could feel strange at times, but it is part of your soul's evolution, and you're learning to be more grounded in who you are, in your true self, in your authentic self, and working on your stability, your strength and security. And also you're learning a lot through this as well. So it's actually a really powerful time for you. And by the way, for the air signs, so you know, all of the air signs, Libra, Gemini and Aquarius, with Jupiter going into Leo, this is going to be really beneficial for you this month and for the next year while Jupiter is in Leo. So it's harmonious aspects, especially for Libra and Gemini in particular. It's very harmonious for you. There'll be new opportunities, there'll be new social dynamics, there'll be new inspiration and creativity coming into your life. And even, you know, Jupiter in Leo can bring new love interest as well, and even for Aquarius as well, because it's opposing you. It can, you know, there can be a little bit of tension, but it can also bring about important new experiences that help you to grow and sort of push you out of your comfort zone in some way. So I think it's going to be an interesting month for you guys as well. Thank you so much, everybody. That was the reading, and have a fantastic July, and I will talk to you next month. Thank you. Bye.